Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to discuss how Duet AI will help developers to build Angular applications and accelerate things like coding, generating templates, generating simple function, and generating mocks. So here in front of me we have an Angular 17 application that I just started, and this is Visual Studio Code where I already set up Duet AI. So if you want to see how I did set up Duet AI here, you can just check the video in the description below. So in order to use Duet AI, you need to create a console, a Google Cloud Console project, then link it to your Duet AI. Of course, you have to install Duet AI extension into your Visual Studio Code. And it's very simple to set up, actually. So we're going to start, and first we will need to generate some components and some modules. So I will open up a new terminal window. And let's say I will work on a contact list, a very basic contact list, and see how Duet AI will help us accelerate this section or generating contact list, like HTML, templates, functions, and documentation. Of course, we can generate some mocks as well to test before we link it to an API. So first I'll generate a module called contacts. So I will go with ng generate module, and I'll count contacts. Then I'd like to have some routing to it. So the module is generated already. I'll generate contact list into that module. So just go and generate a component that is called contact list. Of course, I have to change this to component instead of module. And we will begin coding our component with Duet AI. So now we have our contact list. All we have to do is to generate or create a routing to route to the contact module, then another routing to route to the contact list from as you can see, you already have Duet AI helping you to generate the route. So, but I'm not going to accept that for now. I'll just hit escape. And I will say contacts. Then I'd like to load the children. As you can see, it already suggested that I can load the contact module. As you can see, I'll just hit tab and that's it. I'm done with that. So now in my contact module, I'll go ahead and route to the contact list component. I'll just generate some path here. So the first would be nothing, and that will route to the component contact list. That's it. So now if I head to the application and try to go to contacts, you would see the contact list working. So now I have this. Of course, I have to clean up the app module or app HTML file so that I get rid of all these things. So I'll just do that right now. So just go here, and I'll just keep the router outlet. It's just going to be on the bottom here somewhere. That's where we need to leave. So I'll just take this, paste, that's it. So I don't need to see the section that is auto-generated by Angular CLI. So now we have our contact list. All we have to do is to try to generate the HTML content or the HTML templates and the script that will show up a list of contacts. So first we are going to generate a list of mock contact if you want. So I'll just command list of contacts mock data. So as you can see, Duet AI already suggested a list of contacts and starts with the name. So let's follow that. And if you want to get more generation or more code generation, you can just click on Control Enter, and it will try to generate some suggestion for you. Of course, sometimes it's going to be really off. So as you can see here, this is my list of contacts, but it tries to generate this for me, but I really don't need that. So, but you can go ahead and do that. Then remove this section on top, like starting from here, just to clean up your code. It's just messy because of the generated code from Duet AI, and that's it. You have your list of contacts already generated, so you need to remove this curly braces. It's an extra curly braces there. That's it. So you have 3 contacts already, and we will go to the HTML content and ask Duet AI to generate a list of contact template for us, or a table. So here we will say H4, for example, contact list. And then on the bottom, we'll try to generate. So let's say I'd like to have a command here, contact list table, and see if Duet AI can help us with that. It's already started. Then code generation, you can just hit Control Enter, and it will generate. Yeah, of course here it uses just a random contact list, but let's see how I can do it. So I'll just ask for ng4. So you need to have some basic knowledge of Angular in order for you to proceed. So that's that, and of course that's td. I'll just remove these 2 additional stuff, and we should be good to go. So this is our contact table, does not exist in the current contacts. So ng4 contact of contacts, so it's actually this value here, let. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit off, so you have to add that let so that it works, but it helps. It's already like generated the templates for me, and then I can just double check and see if my list of contacts is already there. So now we always can enhance this table by just introducing some CSS property or some CSS classes. So what you can do is just type class, and then it will suggest that for you. Of course, you have to clean the code a little bit because it's still on an early stage. And then you can just have the header there, which is thead, and of course it will regenerate that for you. All you have to do is just remove this, and of course I'll add the t-body here. That's it. So it suggests all that for me, and now if I go back, it will be okay, it's gone for some reason. T-body, and that's my t-body, th, okay. Stuff context, t-head, t-body. Okay, that should be it. So let's remove this and see if it's due to that class, because I don't have Bootstrap installed already in the application. So let's go back to contacts. So even if I add that, it won't work. It's going to always be because I didn't install Bootstrap. But yeah, you get the idea. So it works here. Now if I want to add some actions, all I have to do is I just go here and say, like you see there, it already said delete contact, and I can declare that method. Then I will say edit contact, for example, edit button. Then I would say button. There you go. It suggests that for me, and I'll just go ahead and generate this function, and there I will go and check them up to see how they are going to be generated by Duet AI. So I have my 2 functions here. So this, what it will do, actually I don't have anything to do at this point, but I can always redirect to edit contact route, navigate to edit contact components. So that's it. It already did that. So all I have to do is I import this using the inject. So this is equal to inject the rotor. And of course I have to import the inject. So just hover here and then quick fix, update import to import inject. That's that. So it's going to redirect me to the edit contact, and that's fair. Of course, this is going to be, I have to introduce an ID. So as you can see, it generates the ID for me. There you go. And then I have to introduce another ID3. That's it. So now I'd like to just get the contact with ID here, just a number. You can see it generates that. This is actually the type, and I can rename this to contact. And here I will just say contact.id. Now for the delete, that's it. So it's done. So it's actually working fine. So what you have to do is just rename this or make some renaming stuff on your variable names or property names so that makes it accurate. Then that's it. So you have this, and then you can always go and generate the documentation for that component. Now it's compiling correctly. Let's go back to contact list and see how I can delete contacts, for example. So I go ahead and do this. Oops, it deletes all the contacts. That's due to having the same name, probably, or having the same email. So I will use the ID instead, just to correct that. So just keep in mind that you have to be careful. Sometimes the code that is auto-generated is not that accurate. So in order for you to compile, you have to double check your code and see it works actually before you do that. So here we would say it's different than the contact ID. That's it. So now normally it should work fine. It still deletes everything. Okay. Look at this. Yeah. So this has to be item actually, because it's mixed. So you have contact name that is sent from here and the same. So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of what I have generated before is correct because I've just renamed it to a contact. That's what makes it errorless right now. So now it should work fine. So it will be able to delete one contact at a time. So now if we delete, let's say Bill, it will delete Bill. Let's say Jane Doe, it will delete Jane Doe, and so on. Now when I click on edit, of course I don't have the component and it will say that you don't have a routing for that. So that's it. You can always use Duet AI as your body in programming, editing code, generating code, suggesting documentation, and generating mockups. It's really helpful and it will accelerate the time that you put in your repetitive tasks during the application development cycle. I think that's it for this tutorial, and we will have other sessions on how to probably enhance Duet AI suggestion for a better, let's say, coding and coding standard. But keep in mind that it's an early stage, or it's really like started this year. So we need to give it some time in order for Duet AI to learn and to be enhanced so that it will be really accurate in the future. Thank you and have a great day.